Hello, Twitch. Hello, everyone. Is everyone having a lovely Saturday? How's everyone's weekend starting off? Hopefully everyone's having a good weekend this week. Coffee time. Oh, actually, probably grind coffee time. Let's see. We got enough here for a cup. Howdy, Trigger. How goes it? Yeah, that's not quite enough there. Let's do a bit more of a grind here. Ah, do I even have more coffee? What have I done? Have I used up the last of my coffee and not bought more? I believe I have. Well, gosh darn it. I guess we'll do a partial coat. I've been pretty good, Trigger. Actually, I sort of take that back. I've still not really gotten my energy back since I got that vaccine, and it's been like 3 weeks now. But I'm still trying to plug along and keep going here. Hopefully, this long weekend I'm taking here next weekend is gonna revitalize me a little bit. Welcome in, Suki. So let's get some water going. We need some water going. I am just completely unprepared for my coffee today. Yeah, Trigger. Other than that, I'm not feeling all that bad. But I've been just headachy and just wiped out. Nice, nice. So, besides the coffee, we're going to be doing pizza tonight. We're going to need actually 2 of these pans. True workhorses in my kitchen, I think. Probably use my sheet pans more than just about anything else in my kitchen other than the silverware. Use them more than my bowls. It's close on the bowls, but yeah, we're doing 2 pizzas tonight. Well, actually doing a calzone and a pizza tonight. Gonna be doing a pepperoni and Italian sausage calzone, and then I'm gonna be doing a oyster mushroom, which can't hardly see, but got half pound of oyster mushrooms here. Oyster mushroom and egg pie. Yeah, I haven't tried doing a calzone on my pizza stone, so we gotta do that too now. And this is, I think this is gonna be the last pizza day of the month, which means it's gonna be the last regular pizza day here. Still got one more Taco Tuesday next week. Or do we? I keep forgetting this schedule. Okay, so we got Pizza Saturday today, and then next week, tomorrow, we'll be doing egg salad. We're gonna start the no knead dough for tomorrow's sandwiches tonight. That's going to be a little bit later on. Going to have Taco Tuesday next week. Going to have Ingredient Day next week, which is looking like it's probably going to be miso. It's got quite a lead there in the vote right now. And then I'm going to be away the 22nd through the 27th. I'll be back for the next ingredient challenge. And then go back to our normal 3-day schedule at that point. We'll have Friday doing oatmeal cookies. Saturday, we're not going to be doing pizza again because we've broken into May at that point. Sunday dinner, I don't have plans for that Sunday dinner. Gonna do something interesting. And then the Tuesday, the 4th, I'm gonna hold an extra stream, what would be the Taco Tuesday day. Just gonna plan out things because I don't have plans from really this point on. So I'm gonna sit down and it may not be a long stream, maybe only be an hour or something like that, but I'm going to try and plan out all my streams here for the next 2 months. So if you're interested in having some feedback or influence on my ideas, that Tuesday is one to plan for. Math time. Oh, I need my phone. My phone's charging. Figuring out my ratio for how much water I want in this since I don't have as much coffee as I normally use. Normally I do around 18 to 19 grams with the filter, and the filter's like a gram and a half. And then I'll do it up to like 415 as far as grams with the amount of hot water that I'll add in. And this one's saying with the smaller amount of coffee, knocking it down to about 325 instead of over 400. Hello, Alistair. How goes it this evening? Or, it's not evening for you. It's, what, like morning? There we go. So we'll leave that as my coffee for tonight. Gotta put coffee back on that shopping list. Yeah, Sunday I'm supposed to be doing... What am I supposed to be doing Sunday? Sunday I'm doing egg salad. So... But first we're going to be doing roasted tomato sauce tonight. We're going to be doing roasting the oysters. Actually, let's get that oven started here. Set our oven all the way up to the... Well, actually, yeah. Let's do a 500 roast tonight. See how well that works with the tomatoes. I normally do the tomatoes 400, 450-ish, and it takes a little while. I want some char to them though too, so we'll see how we can do with 500 degree oven. Days off, that sounds nice. Yeah, it's the right time for you. Nice, Trigger. That's about 3/4 of a cup to me. That's going to be more like... Oh, maybe someone can do the conversions on grams to ounces. But I'm going to guess that's about 11-ounce pour. Okay, Google. How many ounces 325 grams?
325 grams is 11.464 ounces.
11 and a half? Not too bad. Well, I think I said this last time we talked about your work schedule, but if you're working, you're not wasting money. Coffee. Okay. Tomatoes. Checking for labels to remove on our tomatoes. Trigger. See, did I actually get 10 tomatoes? Yeah, I actually got 10 tomatoes this time when I bought 10 tomatoes. Or when I asked for 10 tomatoes. So we're going to quarter these and put them in the pan and roast them off for a good 20-30 minutes. Oh, anyone who was here last night, here is the results of our dough. Looking quite different from when I left it here. I left it there in a ball. That doesn't look like a ball to me anymore. No worries, Trigger. Sometimes I wonder if Sorry, Trigger. Sometimes I wonder if Twitch really has... I mean, sometimes they're just not on the ball. I mean, if you got streamers that have thousands of viewers and they're having ingest problems, which happened the other night. Arg. How many years they've been doing this streaming thing? 7, 8, 9, 10, something like that. Watzel. Let's go to battle. victory. Entropy getting those kills and assists, but Suki walking away with the gold. Suki stealing those rewards away from Entropy there. There we go. See how we do in 30 minutes here. Entropy. Nice, Suki. I don't think it's the first time I've done this on stream. But we're gonna drizzle a little olive oil over the top of all these tomatoes. Which is obviously all gonna... I'm just gonna spatula as much as I can off of this pan into the blender. But even then, some of it's gonna stick with the roasting. Okay, salt. We'll skip the MSG and pepper until later, but we're going to do heavy salt right now. You can actually over salt these and not worry about it because we're adding other things into the mix that we don't have to salt as much. And we want to get the flavor out of our roasted tomatoes. So that's one thing we're roasting tonight. On to the next thing we're roasting tonight, which is oyster mushrooms. And I'm going to pre-roast these oyster mushrooms a bit before I even put them on the pizza. If you haven't had roasted oyster mushrooms, they are truly a wonderful mushroom. I really like oyster mushrooms. I don't think they get the credit they deserve. I think a lot of people don't like that there's stems on them, which... Okay, I don't really need that, but here's the rest of this all beautiful and ready to go. And this is still good if you want to use it for stock. No one makes stock anymore. Like, I don't even think most restaurants make stock anymore. which is quite sad. There we go. Throw these on there. So this will set aside. Throw this in our drying mushroom bag. I needed the onion anyways. I have a paper bag here that I have a bunch of my mushroom scraps in. They've been hanging out for a while. And just going to let these all dry in there with them. And I can just throw them into stock whenever. As long as they're drying out, not getting moldy, you're fine. But paper bag, they tend to do pretty well in that. One of the mushroom vendors I know, his thing was always, you don't have to worry about them being in a paper bag. You have to worry about when your bag has a soggy bottom. Don't want your tomatoes to or don't want your mushrooms to have soggy bottom. So we'll bunch up the mushrooms as much as possible here so that I can coat them with salt and oil. We'll care about them staying together much less once we get it in the oven. I'm just going to use sunflower oil for the mushrooms. Save a buck. I don't have any more pepper in my pepper mill, I don't think. Nope, not really. Do have more pepper to put in there, though. That's something else I need to buy in bulk these days. I need to find myself a source for salt and pepper. Less pepper, but salt. I need to find somewhere that sells the like 50-pound bags of the good salt that I like. Trying to get that down somewhat even there. But as long as we got it so that there's none really on that top ledge, I think we're okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't want to have to worry about buying salt ever again. I mean, it's not like it goes bad. Let's see if we can't get that Whole Food or French Laundry perfect grind on our counter here, just for lulz. That's not bad. Then, now that we got these all coated with oil and salt and seasoning, give them a little bit of a stir up. And then we want one layer. We don't want any overlapping or anything like that. Okay. Oven's at 500. So yeah, let's throw these in. Our tomatoes and our mushrooms. Take a look at them in 30 minutes. How do I want to go about this evening? Let's use this one. I'm doing 500 this time. I normally do 400 or 450, and it usually ends up being a good 40-45 minutes in order to get a nice roast on them. But because I'm doing the oyster mushrooms with the tomatoes, I'm trying a little bit of a higher temp because I want to blast those mushrooms. I wish I could even... I'm tempted to even turn that oven up to the full 525 like I will for the pizzas. Let's make the rest of our sauce. We need some garlic, a bunch of onion. We're going to use this leftover half onion along with another red onion and a can of Muir Glen tomato puree. Not even really worried about these being... I'm just going to take the end off of that and then not worried about this too much. Oops, I was going to chop that a little bit. The roasted tomato is going to give us... If I was doing just a plain tomato sauce, I would definitely get some color on these onions and garlic. But because I'm doing my roasted tomato sauce, a little less concerned with that. We're going to get plenty of roasty flavor from our tomatoes. Doing sort of a stock cut in my onions, just large chunks, about 1 inch. Okay. Got those on the stove and start warming those up. Add a bit of pepper and salt to these. But just like I was just putting the onions in the pan, not like I'm salting the whole dish. I just want a little salt on there to help with our cooking. Remember, put quite a bit of salt on those tomatoes already, so just getting a little help for those onions while we're there. I forgot about this one. And we'll throw this one in there too, though. Might have guessed, this is going to be more tomato sauce than we need just for a couple of pizzas here. So, we're going to have some leftover tomato sauce. Going to go ahead and add some dried basil and dried oregano to this mixture here. You know, I'm just ditching this top. This top is useless on the oregano. Why would they give... I mean, look at the size of the oregano. And then they give you that top. Like, that's ever gonna come through those holes? I like oregano in my, a little bit less with basil. I actually like a heavy oregano in my tomato sauce. Be throwing anything else interesting in there tonight. We're going to skip the onion and garlic powder, obviously, since we got plenty of onion and garlic. Oh, we got a little dried thyme in here. We can do a little dried thyme. But, oops. 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 My bad. Sorry, everyone. Shut up, you silly fire alarm. There is no fire. There's not even smoke. I mean, there's no smoke in this room. How annoying. Oh yeah. But like, I mean, there's literally no smoke in this room right now. Turn the fan down to low here. So we got our onions and garlic warmed up. Let's add in our tomatoes. Turn that heat down a bit here too. Got the pan at a full flame here. Well, that was fun. That waking you went up? Sorry, it took me a minute to get the mute on there. Nope, no room in that mess. Alright, let's give this another stir. And then, this is our final sauce here. That's already pretty thick to me, so I'm going to cut that down a bit with some water. Maybe add about, actually let's add a whole can of water in there. Just to let everyone know exactly along the lines of how much water I'm adding there, if anyone wants to try and replicate. So essentially a full can if you had gotten the, if you bought the can. Like there's room for the lid and that sort of a thing. There's room for me to move it from the sink over here. Alright. Now we're going to allow this to just... Oh, that's where that smoke's coming from. Now we're getting smoke off of this oven. That's where that smoke's coming from. Let's turn that fan back on high. We're going to blend those roasted tomatoes into that, give that a strain, and then we'll be good. So that was 24 ounce? 28 ounce can of tomato puree, along with 28 ounces of water, 2 medium large onions, or I did one onion. You saw what I did. Couple garlic cloves. I had like 3 large ones there, something like that. A little dried basil, a little dried oregano, a little dried thyme. Salt, pepper, MSG. Lots of oil on our mushrooms and our tomatoes, which might be why we're smoking here. We're only about 15 minutes into that roast, though. Yeah, if we're looking over here at the Discord, doesn't look like there's much of a chance here for the dried barberries. Looks like we're doing miso paste next week. Let's see what we... Ooh, we got some votes for other things here now, too. Nice, nice. But, again, I'll repeat myself. We need suggestions. We need votes over here. Dutch Miner, I'm not doing dessert tonight. I do dessert every Wednesday. And I do dessert more than enough with what I got going on here. Tonight's dessert is going to be pizza. Welcome in, Dutch Miner. How's your Saturday going? How's the start to your weekend? Or Sunday, depending on where you live. It's a great breakfast, too. Those English muffins this morning, oh! I'm so glad I made English muffins at home for the first time. Although it felt like I had ate a stick of butter last night. No, unfortunately not, Dutch Miner. Especially when I'm doing 5 days a week here. That'd be a heck of a lot of dessert. I don't have a ton of experience working with the dough. I'm using a no-knead dough for tonight's pizzas. I guess I can go ahead and separate this. I started this on stream last night, so this has just been sitting and proofing overnight since I mixed it. I don't know if I really want to use that. Can I use, that's going to be too small. We'll just use the hands. And doing our best to pull this back into a ball once again. Got a lovely alcohol-y, yeasty smell here from it proofing overnight. Hydrate. Does coffee count as hydrating? I'm going to start with coffee. But I'll pull out a little water here too. See if this is cold. I just refilled this. I'll do a half glass of water here since it's probably not really chilly yet. Cheers, everyone. Little Caesars. Now it is looking smoky in here, so I'm going to actually open the window now. Battle. To battle. Pizza Hut. I actually don't know if there's Pizza Hut in Europe either. I know it's in Asia. Maybe Domino's? Domino's just announced that they're going to be doing robot pizza. They're going to use those delivery autonomous vehicles to deliver pizza. Oh, we lost. That's not good. We're going to have to retry that. I'm going to put my tank up here with all those up there. See how we do this time. See if we can't do better this time around. Okay, so this has now come together pretty well into a ball. It's no longer really sticking to the bowl. It is a little bit, but you don't want to over knead the heck out of it. I am going to break this up into... I did 4 pizzas last time. I think I want to do 3 this time. Because we're on a little extra dough to work with that calzone later. So let's flour our counter here. So I'm just going to turn that upside down and hope it falls. Sort of did. Needed a little encouragement. Let's give our tomato sauce a quick stir here. It's thin enough now that I'm not too worried about it sticking or anything to the bottom of the pot. As you can see, it's holding the onions in suspension, which is actually sort of surprising to me. Yeah, I read that one too. I don't give them airtime. I went to college with gay friends. I have gay members of my family. I don't really support their politics. Yeah, you got Amazon working on... Amazon patented, or has a patent for not just air delivery drones, but they have a patent for like a blimp warehouse. So like, if you're at a sports concert, or if you're at a sports concert, yeah, sports concert. We all go to sports concerts, don't we? But if you're at a concert, you're at a sports venue that's open air or something like that, their plan was they could have literally a warehouse of merch and stuff and delivered by drone in the middle of the arena. So they actually had the patents for that. changing cams. I should be on my main cam right now. I mean, I don't have it on... When I do the actual pizzas, this is about the best view I think I can give you for that. I mean, I'll move it back under here for when I do toppings and all that. But we'll save this one for future pizza. Probably off-stream pizza. These ones, I'm going to give a couple more folds to. Put a little piece of onion that I put in there. And see if we can't find two small bowls here. So I'm just stretching, pulling, folding, stretching out essentially what's on the bottom of this ball. Squeezing and pinching so it sticks together, and then upside down in the bowl. Allow that to rest for another 30 minutes here until we get into that. Yeah, this is a no knead dough other than what you've seen me do here today, and mixing it initially. I mean, I gave it maybe a 1 or 2 minute kneading by hand just to get it into a nice ball of dough. But yeah, you can just Google Jim Leahy no knead bread or no knead pizza dough. Or actually, here I've got it open already from yesterday. Here's the exact recipe that I followed. I weighed it out by grams. I don't do the cups. And what yeast I do have right now, it worked well. I mean, obviously, the yeast caught. But the yeast that I have, the instant yeast that I have in the house right now is getting up there again. I need to break out some of my frozen yeast and get rid of the small container that I've got going here that's defrosted. I'm going to turn on another fan here too, because this house is continuing to get smoky. Okay. Ooh, fresh air. Nice. So we got our dough resting. We got our sauce going here. No. Just about time to take a look at our oven and see what we got going on down here. Oh, those mushrooms need to come out. Oopsies. 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 So yeah, there goes a half pound of oysters. No wonder it's smoking. So don't do 500 degrees when you're roasting oyster mushrooms. Oopsies. So what we doing is a second pie now. Hey, Moss. Oops. Hopefully no one clipped that. Let's look at those tomatoes. I didn't take a close look other than noticing they weren't looking like this. Tomatoes I'm going to give another 10 minutes to. I have turned the oven off though, so it's coasting. Actually, I shouldn't turn the oven off. What I should do is turn the oven back on and get... let's get the tomatoes out first. Let's have a couple minutes of coffee time and fresh air. But you can see that one's already started to proof a little bit more again. That's a shame. I really like roasted oyster mushrooms. I mean, that's like charcoal right there. This is. I mean, it's burnt. It's. Really, Suki? I've used them before, and they're very common. They're usually the unsung hero in mushrooms. They're most certainly one of the heavily cultivated ones. I would say they're probably the third most grown, considering that Cremini and Portobello are the same mushroom. They've used them to break down oil. They're what you'll actually have with mushrooms is you'll have two halves of what makes up the umami flavor profile. And so oysters have like one half of it, shiitakes have like the other half. So if you mix oysters and mushrooms together, oysters and shiitakes together, you got a pretty savory dish there. Well, those brown mushrooms, I'm not sure if all brown mushrooms are, but Cremini mushrooms, which are typically those like brown button mushrooms, are essentially just portobellos, like an hour or two before they cut the portobellos. And literally, like, later that afternoon, those mushrooms will grow that much. And change in flavor, too. You sometimes see them sold as baby bellas. But like even that, yeah. Even the one that looks like it's maybe decent, no. I'm so sad about that. I was looking forward to mushrooms. The smoke should have been a key indicator to me. I should have noticed that, because I don't have a ton of stuff in my oven to be dirty to cause smoke like that. I should have known that it was the mushrooms going. Well, let's get rid of this mess so I don't have to stare at this anymore. Yeah, that's where we're at with the paper. The paper's just falling apart too. The parchment paper. We roasted those. I can't even pull the paper off of the pan, it just tears. I had to like slide the paper off in order to get it off. Let's do a little dish work here. Let's get rid of this pan. And our mixing bowl that we made our dough in. Ooh, it's still a little warm even though I washed it. Did I hear a battle ready there too? I think we're a couple minutes. We're pretty close if we're not ready for our next battle here. Did I get distracted? I did. I did. Or maybe I didn't. Never mind. Another 13 minutes. Sorry, I'm misreading things. It is, however, enough time for you to get another couple units on the field. Don't know why dough has to be like cement when you get it in a bowl. It's probably the hardest thing to clean up regularly. It's getting... It doesn't even have to be dry. I mean, this dough is still wet. Hey, Metal Barf. Welcome in. How goes it? We're working on making some tomato sauce, burning some mushrooms. Well, we finished burning some mushrooms. Roasting some tomatoes for our sauce. And then we're going to make some pizza. I think my next step here is I'm going to saute up a little Italian sausage. So I got this other pan over here warming up. Oh, that's 4 sausage links. I thought it was going to only be 3. Nice, Metal. If you don't mind sharing, what's the new gig? What are we up to these days? We start our sausages curve side down, although these ones are feeling a little bit on the loose side. I don't think it matters too much what side we started on, but there we go. Clean your can opener, everyone. If you ever worked in a commercial kitchen, it's always the thing that they're like, health inspectors there, clean the can washer, can opener. It is like the thing that not only health inspectors go towards, but it does tend to be pretty nasty. People don't wash these. Nice. You working on your on being a journeyman, or can openers and ice cube machines? Like, when's the last time you cleaned out that ice drawer? But our tomatoes are done now, hopefully. Yeah, those are looking good. So here's our roasted tomatoes. Gonna go ahead and move the pan over here just for a few minutes while we plop all of those into our sauce here. You have ice trays instead. You get that nice roasty bottom on them. They got a little color. They don't have a ton of color on the top, but trust me, they got what we need on the bottom. You have to be a little bit careful with the paper. You don't want to rip the paper if they're sticking. Tomatoes do have enough sugar with them that they do tend to burn a little bit sometimes. That's sort of what we want. We want a little char And we want that caramelized sugar from the tomatoes, and we want to break down the acids in those tomatoes. Which is why we're cooking this big pot of tomatoes. Why we bother cooking that tomato puree is we don't want that to be a fresh tomato puree. We want it to be a cooked tomato puree. Get rid of this pan for now. Turn the heat off over here. We'll add this back to the... do we really need to cook this any longer? Let's leave it there at that. Next step, maybe a bit harder for you folks out there than me that don't have a gallon and a half blender. There's certainly a price difference, and you don't want to use tin foil for everything. You certainly don't want to use tin foil with tomatoes. Tomatoes are too acidic for your tin foil, and especially if you store them in tin foil, but they will actually eat through tin foil. So you don't want to use tomatoes with tin foil. You don't want to store them in tin foil either. I don't want to store them in this aluminum pot either. I'm a little okay with it cooking in them. I would much prefer, though, a stainless steel pan. There we got our sauce. Let's make sure and get everything out of the pan here. I know we got a couple onions in there that I want to blend up, and I'm not worried about a little bit of the tomato stain in there. We're going to go back to this pot after I'm done, but so I'm not worried about the stuff there. I want to get all the bulk out. But if you don't have a gallon and a half blender top, I mean, you can do 2, 3, 4 of these. So I'm going to go ahead and blend this. I'm going to mute the stream so you don't have to hear my blender going. so with my not so super fine mesh. I mean, it's a mesh strainer, but it's not a fine mesh. We'll strain this back into the pot. You impulsively want to bathe those sausages in beer. Actually, what I'm going to do with those sausages and turn them off. I'm doing this mostly to get rid of the skins, but pulp, sure. I just don't really want any large pieces of, yeah, I'm mostly doing it for the skins, because tomato skins just don't like to cut easy, whether it's in a blender or by hand. If you got a food mill is a great project for this. I just tend to go for this. I actually have a food mill, but I find it will be a little bit of a pain in the butt compared to this. I think this is a little bit easier for me, but well, to me, pulp is not equal to skins. To me, pulp is the soft, mealy interior that we want most of that in there. What I don't want is a couple of seeds and a little bit of skin that we got there. So we'll ditch that and what fell off to the side here. That's me living in wine territory, saying that because you gotta save your skins, are how you get red wine versus white wine. Okay, so now we got our tomato sauce. This is a little thinner than I want it to be.
Yay, boy.
Thank you for that resub, Shadowtronics. Welcome in. How you doing this weekend? How's your Saturday? Oh, we got our battle ready too. Let's do our battle. Sounds fun. Taking it easy can be fun. Wow, all those rogues just got taken out quick by this. One thing, two things, three things? Three things. Oh, we didn't do it. Oh. What? Let's kick their butt again? What happened? I missed it. I turned around and everyone was dead. Yeah, Entropy, that was a little... Wow. This is a bit thin than I want it, so I'm tempted to hit this with a bit of starch. Yeah, let's do a little starch slurry in with this. And let's start heating our oven up for our pizzas. Hi, she goes. All 525 degrees that she'll give me. If you got 550, do it to 550. I'm going to do starch since flour, you typically need to cook flour in order to get rid of the flour flavor. So I have a tendency to always go towards cornstarch or starch, potato starch, whatever starch you have available. When I'm finishing something, when I don't want it to cause me extra time, I do tend to use roux and flour when I'm starting out and I want to start a thickened sauce. But ideally, this sauce needs no starch at all. And so I would say maybe do less water than I did. Maybe do a half can of water. I mean, it'll make less sauce for you. But you want your starch to be thick like milk or cream, but you still want it to be liquid. You want it to be cold compared to your boiling liquid that you're pouring it into. Comes back to a boil, we should have it at its full thickening ability, and then as it cools it'll thicken more, but it's not gonna thicken more if you cook it more, sort of a thing. It's got all the thickening you're getting out of that starch. Done with my coffee. It was a short cup anyways. Let's get it out of danger's way. Get it out of the way of everything else going on tonight. We got a piece of onion that made it through our strainer and everything else. Now is also an ideal time to give your final taste there of you want to add any more salt, you want to add any more pepper. Now's the time to do that, because as soon as we get this up to a boil here, I'm then working on making this cool. There is dried basil, dried oregano, and a little bit of dried thyme. Got a freezer full of puff pastry and all sorts of things. Add a little water into this, not much. So you can see this is thickened up a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. But let's get this chilling down. Piece of ice on the floor. I was like, why is there something sharp on my foot? Now we get all that stuff off the sides. It's not even pointed at the camera. The steam's like going this farther in front of it. Do want to be careful with picking your bowls out if you're doing an ice bath like this. I'm on the edge about this combo. But I need to clean up a little bit more here in the kitchen before we move on. Let's get this big blender out of the way. Anyone excited for the Formula One race tomorrow morning? For me, it's going to be like 5 in the morning. I'm going to be awake for it, so if you're in Discord, I'm going to be talking about it. But sort of an interesting result with a couple people up higher than I thought, a couple people way lower than I thought, too, in qualifying this morning. McLaren looked like they were going to take away pole position there, and they didn't, but second, third row there, they're not too bad. They're doing pretty good for start of their season. Red Bull picking up second and third. Bottas in eighth. Who all else was weird ones? Feel sorry for Yuki. He crashed out in the first practice or crashed out in Q1 and didn't make it in. He's going to be starting from the back of the grid. May even have to start from the pit. I don't know. He may have destroyed that engine doing that. That certainly was quite the hit he had earlier. I don't know much about dragsters. I like dragsters, but I just don't follow them enough. I just got really hooked on Formula One like 2-3 years ago. I've been following it mildly for a couple of years now. And I mean, I used to, as a kid, I liked some of it. I liked racing as a kid, just in general. But the thing with Formula One is you sort of really can't have favorite drivers. If you're gonna walk in there with favorite drivers in Formula One, you're probably only gonna watch for a year or two. If you like the teams, if you like the manufacturers, then maybe you got something more to watch. But the drivers in Formula One are just either you're topped with a rung or you don't make it for long, I don't think, really. Vast majority. You got Schumacher back in the, well, his son back in Formula One. But he's racing for Haas, and I think Haas were like 18th and 19th or something. They're barely a team this year. They got so hard hit by COVID between having their bases in Italy, the UK, and the US. They just got like a triple whammy of shutdowns at the wrong times. Find myself a little time to allow that sauce to cool down because I don't want to put hot tomato sauce on my dough. And we want to give the pizza stone some time to fully heat up, whether the oven's up to what it thinks is 525 or not. Well, like I was saying before, you don't necessarily want to mix all metals with all things, especially if they're acidic. Additionally, depending on where you are and where you live, there's sort of this old mentality that wood is unsafe, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Most studies that I've read in recent days is that wood is actually, as long as you clean debris off of it, is somewhat antiseptic. Like, if you got built-on dirt, it's still gonna potentially become a contamination hazard, but the wood itself, whether it's stained or got water absorbed into it, should be okay. But I worked, I think it was in Arizona, where for the commercial settings, they didn't want you to use wood utensils. They didn't want wood really anything. So it depends on where you live. It depends on your own preferences too. I mean, metal spoons heat up a lot quicker than wood spoons, because typically there's less of it to heat up there. And metal transmits heat much better. Yeah, there's a number of reasons why you may want to choose wood over metal. I've obviously got a little bit of a combo of both. Yeah. No real for sure, yeah, use all metal, or yeah, use all wood. Wood ones tend to be cheaper too. Set this off to the side here. I am going to pour a little water off of this because it is getting up to the rim here. And move this whole thing over here. We're going to cut our sausage up. Cut our sausage. That is hopefully at least 90% cooked through, because we're not going to give it a ton of heat in the oven. That's looking pretty cooked through to me. Pretty tasty link. That's got some flavor in there. They got some seasoning in that. They didn't just put meat in there. I think I might do a sausage and egg pie, and then a pepperoni and sausage calzone. Since we don't got the mushrooms anymore. Oopsies. Oh, I went and got this dirty with the sausage meat too, and I need that to put my pizzas in the oven. Welcome in, Chris Likes PC Games. Sorry, I saw your message earlier. I'm just realizing now that I didn't respond to you. Welcome in. Hopefully you're having a lovely begin to your weekend, or end to your weekend, depending on where you are. Sort of odd that I can tell people I hope you're having a lovely beginning or end to your weekend at the same time. Anyone wanting to join in on the Discord, let me take a look here, see if we got... we do have someone that joined in and left. But we can give the other Chris some permissions here. Welcome in, Chris Alberti. Okay, so... let's clean up this stuff, get this out of the way, and then we'll get into actually making our pizzas tonight. I need to dry this off because I need this new. I need this new right now. rinse that sausage oil and junk out of my cast iron here. Give that a clean up. Heat that back up so we don't get any water sitting in it. Sausage, we need cheese. We need cheese for our pizzas. Trying another type of mozzarella. I keep going through the different types of mozzarella, trying to find one I like here. This one I'm going to cut up because I think it's a little soft for the box grater. Sort of cool, you can still see the basket marks on it. Still steaming. The sauce is still steaming hot. Even after sitting on that ice all this time. Okay, just about there with everything for our pizzas. So let's make some bread. We need some bread for tomorrow night. Ooh, and we got a battle to do. See if we can beat this map. Definitely want to beat this map. Let's do our battle. Would you put all your big hitters on here, Entropy? Nice. Victory. Entropy getting those kills. Red Nut helping out with the assists. Entropy getting the scrolls for his monk. Oh, hey, a little golden scrolls for myself here. Why not? Let's see what we got here. We got one thing that I can upgrade for sure. Let's see what we got in the store here. See if we got anything new in the scroll department here. I need Paladin. I don't need any of the rest of those though. Alright. Back to fighting. Top or bottom here? I'm sort of thinking going with the bottom route here. Yeah, let's go bottom route. Oh boy. All sorts of stuff out there for us to fight with. See how we do in 30 minutes. Okay, no need bread, which is similar to our no need pizza dough that I did today, but different at the same time. We need to sift some flour. So if you're interested in repeating the pizza dough recipe, this is pretty close. I'm going to be doing different measurements, but I'm doing about the same amount of work here. Zero out our scale here. We need roughly 400 grams of flour. Just a little bit over. Just regular AP flour. Works with bread flour though too. I've done this with bread flour. Doesn't rise as well. Maybe you want to try with a higher hydration dough if you're doing a wheat dough, but it's worked fine for me in the past too. We're going to add a bit of salt in here. And I shouldn't have taken the scale away, because we need to weigh our water too. Use my coffee. Zero it out. See if we can't get this close by hand. Salt, we got our water. Now we need our yeast. I did give it a little bit of a shake there to try and work that salt in there a little bit. Don't want our salt and our yeast being close friends. And as I've said before, I tend to go heavy on my yeast. and then water. So 400 grams of flour, 300 grams of water, salt and yeast. Give this a shake until we get most of the water incorporated here. Use our hands, get our hands dirty for the rest. And this is the only real kneading that I'm going to be doing of this dough. I'm going to shape it a little bit tomorrow, which you'll see on tomorrow's stream. But we're just going to mix this all together until all of that flour is just basically moist. We've gotten everything incorporated, and it's sort of in a ball, but not really kneaded at all. Give this a couple of folds until it comes together into a ball, basically. And then moist towel, or I'm going to do plastic wrap. And you want to let this sit at this point anywhere from at least 12 hours to, I'm going to be doing closer to 19, 20 hours here. But you really only want to do it 12 to 18 hours if you're doing this for yourself at home before you bake your bread. So maybe make it before you go to bed at night, and then cook it in the early afternoon for dinner. Plastic wrap. Trying to keep the plastic wrap off my cutting board, because who knows where the bottom of this box of plastic has been. Enjoy that lurk, Alice, there. Thank you for hanging out. Been in here for quite a while this morning. Morning for you. Not really morning for me. Okay, so there's our dough for tomorrow morning, tomorrow evening. Let you take a look at that again tomorrow. We're forgetting that exists now. See how our sauce is looking. See if our sauce is cooled down. It's still steaming. Hopefully it's cooled down. It's at least room temp now. But it is still steaming with that water below, with that ice below. Hey Becca, welcome in. How's your weekend going? Hopefully you're having a lovely start to your weekend. Or end. Becca, are you in the 808 too? We have someone else from the 808 showing up, and I'm wondering what the name Becca is. Kauai. If it's a Hawaiian Becca. Aww. 6, no fun. Gotta stay hydrated if you're sick. Okay, oven's at 525. We got our sauce, we got our cheese, we got our meats. I think it's time to start dealing with our dough. I'm going to turn off the light here in hopes that makes it easier for you to see me. Thank you for the bits, Metal Murph. I appreciate that. Hopefully you can see me on my main screen a little bit better this way. I know the sun is sort of killing the view over here. But I will try my best to allow you to see what's going on there. We got our first of our pizza doughs that I'm going to lift out and put onto the flour there. We're going to press this out as much as possible. This is going to be our more traditional pie. We'll use the other one for our calzone. A little flour on the top of it there. And just start using the weight of the dough to help stretch it out. Start using our knuckles as it gets larger. It starts getting to the point where I'm worried about my fingers pointing through it. Flour on our peel, so to say. Little hole, we'll do our best to squeeze closed there. Okay, sauce. What happened to my ladle? I used the ladle earlier for straining the sauce. Ah! Got myself. This is a little bit closer to tomato sauce that you get in a restaurant. It's a little bit thin for my liking. Yeah, I sort of wish this tomato sauce turned out a little bit darker. It's pretty good though. I'm gonna put our cheese throughout. Our chunks of chopped mozzarella. Okay, there we got our mozzarella and our sauce. Add our cooked sausage. Sausage. And an egg. Right in the center. Got a little stickage going on here in the front. There we go. Want the egg a little bit further back so that when I slide it on there, it doesn't slide off the pie. Like that. Put the egg on there, but nothing else. Oh, guess we're baking an egg. That egg just slid right off of the front of that thing. I'm definitely going to put a couple of pieces of sausage there in front as obstacle. Poor egg. Okay, let's give that another moment to warm up again. Let's add another egg to our pie and hope that it stays this time. Actually, I'm going to cheat a little bit this time. Add even more in front of it here. That front edge is still sticking on me. Still doesn't want to slide in the front. Never seen an egg on pizza. Oh, that's an old school trick these days. There we go. Okay. Now we're going in there. We'll take a look at that in 10 minutes here. We'll get rid of our excess flour. Hope that this pizza didn't tear on me too much. I have a feeling this one tore. Mozzarella. I'm suddenly feeling like I can decompress and relax. We got everything in the oven. We got everything cooked. Our pizza sauce is still steaming, but yeah, it's not a bad call there, Becca. I don't think I got a cold one to drink. Nope. But yeah, cold beer doesn't sound bad right now. Nice spicy Zin doesn't sound bad either, but I'm not going to break that open. Looking up something here for Yep, I got a cheapo Zin that I gotta try, and I think I got a cheapo Sangiovese. They're both from like employee-owned local supermarket here in Sonoma County. If you're familiar with Sonoma County, it's from Oliver's, but not really. It's not $4 chuck. It's more like $8 chuck. I see that mozzarella. It's nice. It's soft. I love the texture of it. It's got no flavor. It's got no flavor. It's like water. Yeah, I enjoy it here in Sonoma. Not in love with the way the property costs out here, but I don't know if there's anywhere else I'd really want to move to, and I don't really want to move for the sake of moving. But yeah, not the most economical part of the world at the same time. But I'm starting to hear people moving back to California now. We've had this big push of people moving either north or to south to Texas or Arizona. And starting to get people like, yeah, we're coming back. Oh, you made the trip to Vegas? I have some friends in Vegas. I wonder how one of them is. I know how a couple of them are doing, but one of them I know that was working for Tom Colicchio at one of his Vegas restaurants. I don't know how he's doing. I'm sort of hoping he's doing all right. I know he was looking forward to the opportunity of starting a new restaurant for Tom, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I think that was supposed to happen back 2019, so even before all the shutdowns and everything. Yeah, I spent about 6 months living in Phoenix area during winter, and yeah, just that period of time had me like, yeah, I need forests. Although I did discover there that I need mountains too, and I also discovered around that time that I never want to live with snow again either. So, give me mountains, give me ocean or forest. I'll take one of the two. Don't need both. Or lake. And it doesn't have to be in my backyard, but I have to see it on a regular basis. And no snow. I don't mind visiting snow. I want no part of living in snow. I went and put flour on this. I need this to take the pizza out. I keep messing up my order of operation when it comes to my pizzas here. I keep forgetting that I need this for my peel. Got another minute and a half on that pizza. Just in time to interrupt our battle. I can see Vegas being an interesting place to spend a year or two. I mean, I've worked enough resorts to know that, I mean, basically all these restaurants are all combined operations when it comes to what's going on with the resorts and hotels. It makes no sense for a hotel to make, 20 different soups a day. That sort of a thing. But it might be interesting, just to get a full grasp of everything's going there. That said, I've visited Vegas probably 7 times now, 8 times. Every single time I go, it amazes me at how over-commercialized it is and how much even more of a tourist trap it was than the last time I was there. There's that, they've changed how they operate with restaurants quite a bit over the last 2 decades in Vegas. But yeah, they just keep going and keep pushing. I mean, The last time I was there, I stayed cheaply, on purpose cheaply, at Bally's. And I was just astonished that, I mean, they had filled everything up to the sidewalk with, like, little junk stores that I wanted nothing to do with. We're going to give that another minute. One more minute. It's looking pretty, but I'm going to give that one more minute. You've also got a lot of operations in Vegas that were other things before that you never really realized. Let's do our battle here real quick and forget our pizza while we're at it. Because battle being ready means that it's been a minute. See how we do in our battle here. I'm going to try and pull that pizza out while we're doing our battle. Wow, quite the battle. We won, though. Victory. Head Mama Bear getting those kills. The Pat Garrett, welcome in. Helping us out with the assist. Metamurph and Frey LOE, welcome in. Getting the rewards. 15 gold, nice, nice. Let's do one more tonight. I'm going to put my tank up here. Tell everyone to ignore all of this down here. Put everything up here. Let's try doing it this way this time. Just to be difficult and different. But hey, look, there's pizza. There's an egg on it too. Yum yum. There is a slight tear in it. I don't know where it went. It lost it. It's right here. So there is a little bit of a tear there. And try and keep the peel clean. I'm reminding myself now that I've twice forgotten to put Parmesan on this pizza. This pizza was supposed to have Parmesan before it went in the oven. And we'll flip our peel over because it's got two sides. Hey, how convenient. And we're going to do our calzone. So I'm just pushing this out as thin as I can by hand to start. We don't really want those crusts like we do with a normal one, so I'm going a little bit thinner on the sides and the edges of the the dough this time around. And again, kneading and using the what's spared in the food world? They're all food terms, for the most part. Add a bit more flour to our peel once again. And calzone. So we only really need to worry about half of this. A little heavier with the cheese on the one half. Pepperoni. Definitely want it off of the sides. A little more cheese. Why not? Some of our Italian sausage. Bit more cheese. And then the big fold over the top. Use our knife to give ourselves a couple of slits in that. Make sure it slides easy. And into the oven. We're going to give that a, start with 13 minutes there and see how it looks here after a little bit. Don't have anything large enough. Oh, do I have? Can I use one of my chargers? I never use my charger plates. My charger plate large enough for that? Yeah, it is. I have had these chargers for two decades now? No, not quite. 15 years? Getting close. I was talking about Arizona before. I bought these when I was living in Arizona. chargers being plates that aren't traditionally meant for food. They are traditionally a charging plate. In other words, it's a warm plate that's like holding your other plate, or it's acting as an insulator, one of the two. So there's our first pie, but I think we need a little green on that. I thought I saved those. Oh, there they are. I did save them. I got a little green onion still. So let's throw a little green onion on top of our egg and sausage pie. Do the Parmesan first. The Parmesan that I forgot for both of these pizzas at this point. And a little fresh cracked black pepper on top of our egg. Let's clean up our counter here so we can get a photo or two in here. Need to get our cheese out of here since we're done using that. Get our pepperoni out of here. Thank you, Becca. Yeah, and let's get ourselves a photo of our first pie here. See how that looks with the light on. Flashbang. Sorry if anyone got brightened out there. But I'm happy with the look of that one, even though we do have a little bit of a hole here. But I think that turned out lovely. Okay. Excess flour off of our board here. Don't think we're going to make it to the end of this next battle. We'll have to run this one off of the stream here. We got another 6 minutes, 7 minutes almost on our calzone. Looks like it could use it too. May even go a little bit longer. Taking a quick look here to see if we can't find someone easy early target here, so I don't have to look at the a little bit later while we're not waiting on the oven. Ooh, that's an interesting person to be on at this hour. I don't normally see them on. Might have to give them a raid. How long they've been? They've only been on about an hour. Maybe they'll be around. How long's he been on too? Oh, he just got started, so he's a good target too. Awesome. Got a couple easy targets here. Got a couple easy targets. We're locked and loaded on our raid options. Do I want to do... No, I don't want to do more green onion. Let's get rid of the green onion. Let's get rid of the sausage. Let's put our dough out here to continue rising. It's already flattening out a bit, and it's already all steamed up from the moisture. And I'm not going to use the Parmesan on the calzone because it's not needed on the outside of the calzone. Hopefully the calzone is just going to be nice and golden brown. And then, yeah, we got a little bit of extra roasted tomato sauce, which I love having around. You can break this up into a couple of bags and freeze it. I'm probably going to do at least one bag for, I do about 16 ounces. That's about what you find your jars in the supermarkets being 16 ounces for a pound of pasta. But alternatively, you can do it in smaller packages if you want to save it for pizzas. I'm going to save some of this for pizza, but majority of this I'm going to save for off-night pasta, like Tuesday when I'm back to doing my 3-night-a-week schedule. Actually sort of looking forward to that I might actually be able to get out of the house now every once in a while on a Tuesday. Might actually be able to see someone again. Still another minute on that calzone until... let me take a look. It was a guess at the time to begin with. I'm going to give it another... We're going to give it more than a minute. I'm going to give that a whole 5 minutes. 5 minutes. It's starting to get nice and golden. Certainly not golden brown. It is getting to the point that I'm a little worried of it dripping out, but I don't know. I don't necessarily think a drippy calzone is a horrible thing. I'm back to relaxing again. Let's give you a close-up on the main view here with the good color instead of the not so nicely colored 920s, which are fine for cutting and chopping and all that, but this is the real camera here. This is the real start of this show. Now here's the question for everyone. Maybe we can do a poll. Let's do a poll. This is going to influence our raid this evening. Come on, Stream Manager. You can do it. There we go. Should have a new poll popping up there for you. Two options. Science or music. I tend to either go with food or pottery. So I don't really get... I hear other streamers sound like they get complaints about who they raid or what they raid. And I really have no clue what you guys like. I mean, I hope you like me, but as far as other things, if you guys are wrapping up your day and you don't want any loud music or anything like that, or if you're looking for something continued chill, or if it's more food, thank you, Trigger. I appreciate that. I guess that timer's still going down. Seems like it's standing still to me. It's gonna fucking snow there. Not just snow, it's gonna fucking snow? That's some serious shit. Yeah, it was nice out today here. It was 70-ish here today. Let's see what our calzone looks like here. I think we're probably ready to pull this out. Yeah. We got a little runoff here. Turn that oven off. So we got our calzone here. And yeah, we had some cheese run off. There was too much cheese in our calzone. And it had a little bit of a pool going back here on the stone that I'm going to have to clean up later. But yeah, I think this is going to be a yummy. It's got some crunch to it. Hey, dinner with mom. Welcome in. And hello, Louis Guide. Missouri, I'm gonna have to remember that. In Kansas. Middle of the country here. This is not good, getting snow in the middle of the country. I'm happy with that. It's a little ugly. But it's going to be yummy. I can tell you that. You can just see that pool of molten cheese in that little cavity there. We got a decent crust on the bottom. And it's sealed up nicely. Just overflowed through my vent holes. Thank you, Sleepy Vix. Been working on it for about a year and a half, 2 years now. 2 years now. Oh, we got a 50-50 tie. That's no good. That doesn't help me. Trigger. Nice. Sorry you guys are getting snow. Snow is not fun. I do not like living with snow. Love visiting snow. Don't mind skiing. Don't mind winter sports. Don't mind a week or two of it. Want nothing to do with having to shovel it. Nothing at all to do with it. Thank you for joining in here, Sleepy Vix. Hello, I'm Jason, for anyone new in the chat tonight. I normally stream 3 nights a week, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. And since April is Food and Drink Month, I've added a couple of days to my routine. I've been doing Taco Tuesdays and Pizza Saturdays. So tomorrow I'm going to be back here doing egg salad. Wednesday we're going to have, Tuesday we're going to have Taco Tuesday again. Wednesday we're going to have our ingredient challenge. Discord, it's looking like this is still going to be Misa winning our dinner vote here. We actually got another vote for it tonight during the stream. So Looks like Miso Pace is probably gonna. We got until Monday. You gotta rally 8 people to join the Discord and vote for the Barberries. But it looks like Miso for next Wednesday. Friday and Sunday next week. First time since I started streaming, I'm taking 2 nights off. Gonna be traveling for a family event. We'll be back here for the Wednesday challenge the week after that. And then we're gonna drop back into our normal 3 days a week schedule. We'll have oatmeal cookies on the 30th. And we're gonna have a planning stream early in May to plan out the next 2 months here. All that's gonna be in the Google Calendar. All that's gonna be in the calendar in the About section down below here. Does look like we're going to have enough time to do our battle here. We got 1 minute until our battle. Last chance to get your last units on the battlefield for the last battle of the evening. I hope to. It's been a minute since it's going to be the first time I've seen my parents here and since late 2018 or 19. So over a year since I've seen my folks. So it'd be good to see them. Alright, let's do our battle. Last battle of the evening. Victory. How the heck do you spell his name? Oh, there's no the. Awesome. So, since you guys couldn't be decisive and pick a between the two on the Raiders, I'm gonna pick music. Super Chef getting those kills. Welcome in. That's a name that I don't think I've come across here. Glad to have you. And I guess I helped out with the assists. Entropy getting the last scroll reward. And we will continue with this on Tuesday. Or tomorrow. Sorry. Tomorrow. We're baking bread tomorrow. We got no need bread for tomorrow. And we're doing egg salad. So, sort of a simple recipe night, but we're going to have some fun with it. See if I can't do something interesting with egg salad. Thank you for joining me. I hope you all have a great night. We're going to go hang out with the former Mixer streamer that I used to watch quite a bit. I'm going to send you all off to hang out with the Woozle Effect, who is currently streaming some music. I hope you all give him a warm welcome. It looks like he's just sort of getting going for his day. Want to thank you all for joining me tonight, and look to see you back here tomorrow. Bye-bye now.